What's up, everybody? Welcome to Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, TV and film, music, sports, pop culture, and anything else dope from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. I'm your host, Tuck. That's your host, Will. What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody?
How you living out there in this world? And as always, this podcast is brought to you by the good folks over at Salty Water, y'all. Mine's already gone, which will make more sense as the show progresses.
Yeah.
drinksaltywater.com. Head on over to their Instagram.
Yes.
Give them a like. Give them a follow. Send them a DM if you're interested in that Salty Water starter pack. Comes with the shirt. Comes with the 12-pack of your choice. Comes with the hat. Comes with the sticker. Free shipping anywhere in the United States of America. $75.
Let's go.
drinksaltywater.com. You got the lemon lime. You got the orange. You got the fruit punch. Shit is absolutely smacking. Like I said, mine is already gone.
Hydrate your inner warrior.
Hydrate that inner warrior. Check our sponsors out, y'all. We appreciate them. And well, damn, Will,
We're here.
This is gonna be an awesome show. And if you've noticed by the title of the show, because you know they saw it,
They've already clicked.
this is be our second installment of the Keeping It Retro interview series with the one and only Nick Carter, y'all. So that's coming up in just a little bit. Nick was one of the first celebrities to actually reach out to us and express any interest in doing anything with us at all.
Yep.
And my man followed through, y'all. So we cannot wait for you guys to check that out. I don't want to spoil too much. Nick is a dope dude. That's all I'm going to say. Coming up here shortly. We did it, Will. 10,000 followers on YouTube.
Man,
we
seemed
want
like that was a harder grind than the 250K on Instagram.
Dude, it definitely was. It definitely was a harder grind.
YouTube's a motherfucker.
You know, I didn't realize that. Like, I mean, I do now in the last few months, but I was like, man, why
It's not the same.
I was like, why isn't our YouTube following suit? Well, I started like looking into it. Oh, 10K is hard, bro.
Hard.
10K is hard to hit.
YouTube's hard.
So we want to thank each and every
Little knucklehead motherfucker.
Bring in the knuckleheads.
each and every
Keep it retro, motherfuckers.
Dude, you guys, the knuckleheads, the followers, the supporters, every one of you have been sharing, spreading the word to people. Like, only way we get to 10K on YouTube is because of the people on our social media, on the Discord. Like, you guys are the reason we're doing any of this.
Yeah, you guys rallied behind us, and it did not go unnoticed. I saw people like sharing it everywhere. I saw our Discord was going crazy with people like bought into this, and it was like I think they wanted it more than we did.
Like, I put a comment in there today, and I was like, "You guys are super retro."
For sure.
And I mean that. Like, this is our thing, and however far we go with this thing is basically up to you guys.
1,000%.
We're gonna keep doing what we've been doing, but you guys are making it just so much more worthwhile.
I know, dude. It's like the reason that we do it. 100% the reason that we do it. And I put that in there too. I was like, you guys make it 100% worth what we're doing.
Yep.
So thank you guys for everybody that rallied behind us.
We
that
got it.
pushed for us. The goal was to get to 10,000 by the end of 2025. And Tulo, big shout out to Tulo. He was pushing for it early.
We got it with 1 day to spare.
And if you go back and listen to previous episodes, I'm like, we're not hitting it.
I know it.
We're not hitting it.
1 day, bro.
But, you know,
That's the story of our life.
Definitely our Instagram community helped out in a big way as well, because I made a couple story posts asking people to head over. We gained probably 1,000 in total from those 2 story shares. So
Yes.
man, you guys were huge. If you listen from Instagram or if you followed from Instagram, thank you guys, man. We really appreciate it. So.
Hey, 100K by 27. Let's go. Start it now. 100K.
Bro,
Let's go.
That's a wild.
Let's go.
As hard as it was to get to 10K. Now we've been.
Let's go.
This will be starting the 4th year of the pod.
Yeah.
Believe that or not, right?
100K by 27.
January something 2003. January 11th, 2003 was our first episode.
That's crazy.
Obviously, our first year was very sporadic, and there'd be a month and a half go by without an episode type shit.
Well,
But this last year, well, actually, we're wrapping up our first actual consistent year of dropping episodes every Monday.
Yeah.
Remember?
This is a whole new show.
Let me ask you something. I remember when we first started doing it, he was like, let's go for 1 year real hard and see what happens.
Yeah.
How you feel?
I'm thinking we go one more year.
You go hard for another year? Okay. All right, cool.
We just got renewed.
Yeah. All right. So again, thank you guys. And shout out to everybody that was on our YouTube live the other day. That shit
bro.
was lit.
That was live.
You guys
Legit live.
And guys, today I got to figure out how to shout out all of these new YouTube subs because you guys were gifting subs.
Bro,
we
it
had
went
over 50 subs gifted, so I can't
Out
read
of
them all.
control.
I'm gonna have to do it on the next pod and figure out. I guess I have to do it from my phone or something. I can't even fit all the shit on the screen.
Y'all are wild.
So we had like 50 new subs, 50 new members. I mean,
Yeah.
50 new
YouTube
members that have early access to the pod and other perks. So
We
man,
appreciate everybody who was gifting those subs out.
that was incredible, man. You guys were just awesome to hang with. I in a perfect scenario, one day we do every podcast live.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, honestly, if you want to catch a live, you're going to catch the raw, gritty, behind the scenes, fucking up, not doing everything the way we're supposed to.
Me leaving shit up on the screen for
me
30
getting
minutes.
up, forgetting a card. Like, you're going to see it all. The stuff you don't see in a normal episode that gets cut out, you're going to see it.
And I think they appreciate that.
Yeah, man,
I
'cause
think
this
the
is
rawness and the realness. It's
this
authentic.
is real, bro. We're just two dudes. No produce. There's nobody here. We're in an empty basement.
Yeah. So yeah. And then we're shooting on a brand new camera. I gotta shout my wife out. Big shout out to Katie. She came through on Christmas and surprised us
Yeah,
with
I got something out of this present.
a camera, a brand new Sony 4K camera. We're shooting in 4K right now. We don't have the lighting all the way dialed up, but she has been huge today, especially helping rearrange the set. She did it last podcast too for the live. She helped redo the set. It may not look different, but everything has shifted, and it was a pain in the ass. But today she was huge, helping gear up for this Nick Carter interview. She was huge in that. So shout out to my wife. Thank you for the camera. Glad to have you as part of our team for sure.
Yeah.
And I love you. You don't, I mean, you're my wife too. I want to shout out to Maddie G too. I forgot to do it last podcast. Maddie G helped from Discord when I had put a message in there like somebody help me out.
I was deep in the kids. I was like, you on your own, bro.
I got in there and he was able to help me. I was just checking stuff. This new camera, like, can you hear me? What's it look like? I didn't really have anybody at the time, and it's hard. When you have a house full of kids finding a moment. Well, I found a moment. I was like, I need to figure this out right now. Somebody help me out. So shout out to Maddie G for that.
Bro, this is out of
this shit is wild right here. This is me right here. Or supposed to be me. This is obviously
the A-Team van in the back.
It's really dope. It's funny. It's me, a white Mr. T with the chains.
Bro, look at all of your fucking tats.
They're pretty close.
They are.
A lot of them are close. So AI did their thing with this one. And,
That's awesome, bro.
And this is clearly a reference to the
Mr.
five chains that I had on the last episode. I only got 3 on today. But I swear to God, I'm gonna get to that point right there.
Go.
I'm gonna get to that point, but I just thought that was funny.
It is funny, bro.
I think I don't even remember who put that in the Discord. My bad. All right, y'all. Time for that card of the week. That retro card of the week. What you got, Will?
Well, first off, I want to apologize for not having the card because I left it on my steps at home.
Oh, last podcast.
Last pod.
Yeah.
So it was this Barry Sanders rookie card.
Look, he's got to prove it, yo.
I have it. I promise, guys.
We believe you, dog.
1989 score rookie card, Barry Sanders. But this week, for the card of the week, we're going to do the Don Russ 86 Jose Canseco with the terrible mustache. And this card, I don't know if you know, but this was, put it up here. This card right here, we thought if you had this, you could have retired. This was your kid's college fund when I was a kid. That's why it's in the case. It ain't worth shit now. I promise you that. But this card right here, my dad put this in this case because he's like, my son, you gonna take care of this, and it ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, we for sure. That's funny. You point
The
that out.
Jose Canseco rookie card back in the day was the card to have, bro. I remember we fought like to get this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a couple of times we went back to the flea market, made a couple deals. And he got the Don Russ Jose Canseco,
What year is that?
1986.
That's great. Man.
Yeah, and it ain't worth nothing. Probably $50.
We should get Jose Canseco on the show.
Oh my God, he would definitely do it.
I feel like he would come on.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd love
But
to talk to Jose
At the
Canseco.
time, man, Jose Canseco was doing things in baseball that you never seen.
Oh man,
The
there's not a
40-40 club, the hitting homers, stealing bases,
Bash
fast
Brothers.
as hell, man. They were amazing. Bro.
Bash Brothers are peak baseball nostalgia for me.
100%. So this card is very nostalgic to me, and that's the retro card of the week. And also, I didn't have a movie for the Walkbuster Movie Club. So I'm going to go ahead and announce the third installment for the Walkbuster Movie Club.
Yes, sir.
And it is the movie Stand By Me.
Such a good movie.
One of my favorite movies of all time. I figured we'd just go ahead and knock it out with the death of Rob Reiner. And so we'll just go ahead and deep dive on all things Stand By Me.
I am here for it, and I'll definitely give that one a watch.
Get it? Yeah. Everyone in this knucklehead community has watched this.
Little knucklehead motherfucker.
You've all watched this. These dudes in Stand By Me are knuckleheads.
It's a rite of passage.
Like I just want you to go back and watch it now as an adult.
Yeah,
If you haven't in a while.
yeah, it's definitely worth it, and I'm excited about this
Me
one.
too, bro. It to me, it's so many good scenes, so many good parts. It's an adventure. It's kids growing up together. It's different age groups, like the older kids, the younger kids. Just the whole adventure is unbelievable, and the storytelling is top notch.
This is one of the best movies of all time.
All time.
Yeah, for sure. It's on the list somewhere.
Yeah, there's not a movie that has more nostalgia than this.
Yeah. Solid choice.
Yep. Stand By Me, Walkbuster Movie Club.
All right, y'all. Time for a real review. First up this week, the top 10 80s toys, most popular 80s toys, being the key phrase, the most
Money.
popular. I figured that implied sales to people, but whatever. But it's blowing up right now.
Blowed up.
Shit
it was
is
like
blowing up.
almost $500,000 in a day.
And it's funny. Gary V hopped in.
He did, bro.
Gary V hopped in, was like, "Oh man, the LJN wrestlers, I can't believe they didn't make it."
It was funny, bro.
Yeah, so I love that. But yeah, a lot of people have a lot of opinions about this. But also, I mean, you couldn't really argue with the list.
No, none of them were. The list wasn't our favorite.
Nah.
So, but a lot of our favorite was on there. But you damn sure believe those wrestling figures were way ahead of Cabbage Patch dolls for us.
Oh yeah, and I saw a bunch of people pointing out that the Turtles weren't on there. Well,
They're
Turtles,
late
they were so
80s.
late. They were
Yeah.
like 89, 88, 89 when they popped off, and they ran late 89, 90s, 91, 92.
Yeah,
It was
the
all
toys
Turtles.
that are on here had the whole 80s
Yeah.
to accumulate sales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Star Wars, that's why they were so high up.
Yeah.
Because they started in the late 70s.
Yeah, and the Turtles hadn't had time to really
No.
turn into what they did turn into. At the time when they first came out, they were so brand new. Nobody knew yet.
No. We had no idea what radioactive turtles were going to be about.
So that was pretty cool. That was a good reel.
That was really good.
And then the coaches swag, man.
Dude,
the
we
drip.
knew when we said that in the notes, so I was like, that's going to be fun.
Oh yeah,
Because the coaches swag, people got mad at us calling it drip.
yeah,
I was like, what would
you
you
want us to
call
say?
it in the 80s?
yeah. There's no name.
Those
for
coaches were rad.
It. Yeah, there's no name for it.
Yeah.
But now they are out there dripping.
They were killing the game back then, man, with that gear, dudes. And honestly, I think a lot of the main theme in a lot of it was that they wished coaches did this now.
for sure. Yeah,
Like, I think coaches should be showing up to games dripped out.
by far, Mike Ditka was the hit.
Oh, my
on that
God.
video.
He dude
People loved Mike Ditka on that video.
The Bears.
That dude was pimping, and I had to cut out our guy at the end. Who'd I cut out? The Raiders, Al.
Al fucking Al Davis.
Al Davis. I had
with
to
the
cut
white
him out.
Raiders. Oh my God.
I saw a few people talk about Al Davis, but
Yeah.
I had to cut him out
Jesus.
because we only have 3 minutes on
Dude was
there.
killing
I
the
couldn't
game.
fit him, and I couldn't shorten anything on there. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, Al's not gonna make it.
Those were 2 killer reels for the live.
So there it is, y'all. Real review, where we highlight social media clips and talk about the reaction. All right, y'all. Time for a super retro fit check. I'm gonna start it off, Will. I'm gonna start it off. Of course, I got that vintage Celtics starter jacket, and my man Will, bro. My man Will is the best gift giver. He got this for me, and he broke the rules. By
I
the
broke
way.
the rules.
We were doing like not a secret Santa, or was it a secret Santa? It's where
pretty sure, yeah.
we drew names of family members at our in-laws' house, and that's who you're buying a gift for. Well, Will, they broke the rules, man.
My whole
So
family did.
everybody, I was the one that I bought my present for my person. The end.
I got a present for everybody there.
I walk in, Will's got me a damn Celtics starter satin jacket,
That was the best one I could find on eBay, bro.
and I'm here to tell you, I have looked up satin starter Celtics jackets a lot.
Yeah.
And this thing is pristine right here.
I remember one pod, I don't know which episode it was, but you was like, don't be surprised if you don't see me in a Celtic starter.
I'm trying to tell
And
you.
I logged it.
Did you?
Yeah,
You made a mental
I
note.
logged that for you.
Well, I owe you one, dog.
And I was like sitting there the whole time before Christmas. I was like, this motherfucker better not buy a Celtic starter jacket.
it's been in my
I thought
cart.
she was. I didn't even hit Katie. I was like, man, let me know if he buy it. But you see him buying another green starter jacket. You got so many green starter jackets.
I don't know what
You
it
got
is, man.
Athletics, Celtics, Sonics.
They just pop. You know what I'm saying? They just pop. They just I see it and I'm like, I need that. So hey, Will, thank
You're
you,
welcome, man.
And then what hat am I wearing?
Raiders, bro.
I got that Raiders. You know what I'm saying? I mix everything. There's
You
no
got
shame
that
in my
Boston
game.
and Oakland.
Ain't no
Come on,
shame
man.
in my game.
That's Tuck all day.
I got that Oakland Raiders logo athletic
Yep.
joint. I think I had this on last pod. I really like this hat. What you rocking?
Hold
bro?
on, though. You got the
Oh,
G-Town shirt on.
I got the G-Town shirt underneath where we're from.
Yep.
Established.
And what else you got on?
And then I got them chains on the neck.
And you got your Jordans on.
Got my Jordans on. What you rocking?
Man, I got this. This is a 1989 fucking Batman shirt.
That's insane.
This is older than our wives.
insane.
Come on, bro.
And you know when you walked in, it's in such good condition.
It says 89 on it.
I didn't even realize it, but when you look at
It's
it, look,
unbelievable.
you got that thick collar
Thick
on that
collar.
thing.
This is original.
Oh, it's got all the stressing on it.
Oh, it's about to fall apart.
Where'd you get that?
This is from Select Vintage BK,
Oh, the one.
where you got that
Oh, don't even
gem of a thing over
Don't
here.
say it yet.
To my right.
I have
And
to
also,
unveil that.
Select Vintage BK is also where I got that awesome Reebok shirt I wore on the live.
Oh hell yeah!
So if you ever get on Instagram, go check them out. Select Vintage BK. Me and Tuck went on there and bought a bunch of shit.
yeah, for sure. I bought a Grail piece for me.
Yeah, it's a Grail piece. It might be the best piece we got.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to drop that thing on you guys. You'll see.
I'll go ahead and say it's the best starter
You can
thing
say
we
that.
got.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. It's I was telling my wife down here when I showed her, because I hadn't even showed her yet. She was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "This is
it.
This is it. You don't go anywhere from here."
All right. And then I got the champion hat on,
Mm-hmm.
old school champion, and then I'm wearing the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
Yes, sir. Say it correctly.
The
Thank you.
Yu-Gi-Ohs.
There you go.
Air what?
It doesn't fucking matter. They're dope.
They're
Look.
dope.
Oh, they're fire.
Air muscle.
Air muscle. That's what I
Air
said.
muscle, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Fire. Fire.
From our homies Soul Play Atlanta. And they're fire.
Yeah.
I love them.
Shout
Great
out to
shoe.
Soul Play.
Probably best shoe I own.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, and that's it.
No, it ain't.
It ain't.
You got that chain. All right, now it's time to get to your all's fit checks. We were going to
This
read
one
this
was
one.
awesome.
This is what we were supposed to do in the live. We remember I didn't load
Yeah.
it. Here we are. This one comes from Mr. Digital. A picture of me in the front and two of my older cousins. These
is
two
awesome.
are almost the same age as me and Will, about 6 years older than me. They are where I got my love for clothes and shoes in the 90s. They also both heavily influenced my music taste when I listened to the guys talk on the pod. I get the feeling of being that little cousin who was trying to hang with the big boys. Same as then. That's really dope, man. Look at it.
They're killing it, bro.
My guy got on that Raiders jersey, that button-up Raiders jersey.
Pinstripe.
Dude, That hit me when I saw that. I mean, that's the main reason I threw this in here. I'm like, that Raiders jersey is crazy.
A pinstripe Raiders baseball jersey.
Sick. And they used to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the
classic Hornets shirt right there.
You got the all over print Hornets shirt, which you already know I want it.
Fire.
And my guys in the front, just trying to hang with the cousins. Man, I love that. And that hits me. That hits me because, there's plenty of the guys in the neighborhood that influenced the hell out of me.
Yep. Older kids, man, is where you got your style.
Dude, for sure. I was like, I want to be just like them. Yep. Oh, that music they're listening to, crazy.
Oh, what shoes he got? Okay, I need those.
So thank you for sharing that, Mr. Digital. Sonny Vito 504. He got that Coogee sweater with that big dog 15 millimeter bone vintage 90s Jesus piece.
Damn,
that's
son.
what you call a chain. Tuck was talking about big chains, and I had to dip into my archive.
That's
Damn.
fire, bro.
Homie got this in the archives right here. Hey, bro, the beard's hitting. Beard is hitting. Herringbone's hitting, Jesus piece is hitting, Coogee sweater is hitting, New York Yankees flat bill hitting. Then we got old Digglesworth. He said the boys were talking so much Reeboks, they made me subliminally go pick some up.
Bro, Digglesworth, I'm gonna let you know, my whole family's got them.
The whole squad. I have multiple pairs that my wife has bought me.
I got that exact shoe.
You can't go wrong with the Reebok. Those aren't even classics, are they?
I wore them the other day on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
I wore them on the live.
Yeah.
I have no clue what they're called.
Just them Reebok joints.
Them Reebok them the regular old school
Reebok.
Them
Reebok standards that you can't go wrong with.
My wife got them. My kids got them. Everybody on our family rocks those together.
All right, y'all, and that is it for the Fit Check. If you're interested in getting in on that Fit Check, you can email us. You can hop in our Discord. However you want to get the information to us, direct message us. It doesn't matter. We love seeing what y'all are rocking. All right, guys, now it's time to head on over to that Keeping It Retro interview segment with the legendary, one and only Backstreet Boy, Nick Carter, father, solo artist, collector, just all-around awesome dude. This interview went so well, and awesome, I think a lot of folks, a lot of our people are going to have a brand new respect for Nick Carter.
Yeah, man. If you want to talk about like Taboo too, man, these dudes are us, man. They grew up with us. They like the same music as us. Just because they're unbelievably talented, successful musicians doesn't mean they aren't knuckleheads just like each and every one of us.
Little knucklehead motherfucker.
All right, y'all, time for the new segment, Keeping It Retro, and this time, y'all, I cannot believe our second guest of all time is the one and only legendary member of the Backstreet Boys, father, right? Yes, sir. Solo artist, just playing at the Sphere right now, the Las Vegas Sphere. Nick Carter, thank you for coming on the show. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing so good. And honestly, I'm more of a fan of you guys. I'll tell you what, like, I've been watching you. I started following you guys like over a year ago. And I was just like, man, these guys are incredible. Like, everything that you were saying was so real, keeping it real, and it was like, I was just like, man, I was just following you guys because I liked you. And I think we started talking. I think I messaged you on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, would you guys be interested in like maybe like just talking, about just all the stuff that you guys talk about when it comes to retro and everything. And I just, I didn't expect for you guys to get back to me. I didn't know. I was like, man, these guys got to be like super popular. And so I'm just, thank you for having me on your show.
Dude, we are big fans of you.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah. And that's funny because we look at you and I'm like, yo, this guy, man, he's out here doing it. He's living the life. And yeah, once I kind of like really started checking into you, you're into a lot of the same stuff we are, man.
For sure.
You are. And first, let me say thank you for what you said, man. That's pretty awesome. You are, when you reached out to us, we're like, holy shit, bro. Like, damn, like this is reaching some people. Like, we couldn't believe that we got on your radar. It's so dope, man. And you are, as far in the celebrity realm, you showed us love early on,
for
bro.
sure.
Early on, and we appreciate that. That's, I mean, seeing stuff like that, it helped us know, like, hey, we might be on to something here.
It's like
dog.
we all
You know
grew
what I
up
mean?
together,
Yeah.
no matter where we are in life.
It's so true. You know, it's funny because every time you guys would talk, I'm like, man, I went through that. I played that game. You know, I listened to that music. You know, and I wore that starter jacket. You know, and it was so crazy. It felt like we were like brothers. So you know, thanks again.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Dude.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and you know what? So obviously, I found out, bro, we are real close. We're the same age.
Yep. You and Tucker
Oh,
are the
for
same
real?
age.
Yeah, we're the same exact age, man. So we definitely went through the same shit at the same exact time, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was gonna say, where are you guys from exactly? Like, where are you originally from?
We are from Louisville, Kentucky. There is a neighbor. Yeah, yeah,
That's why I love you guys.
that's right.
So I got two guys in my band
guys.
from Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, yeah, we
Two
know.
guys from Kentucky.
We know Lexington,
That's
right?
so crazy. Yeah. Well, Lexington and Kevin, yeah, he was out in the sticks, but
Okay.
yeah, got a lot of friends from Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're from Louisville, Kentucky. We're both from a neighborhood called Germantown in Louisville, Kentucky. We grew up a few blocks from
Blocks
each
away
other.
from each other.
We've known each other for, 30 plus years, man. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's cool, man. Yeah, and I have some questions for you if you're ready to get into some stuff.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
First, dude, we have to acknowledge Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. How epic and iconic is that? Just to transcend from the '90s until now, and you're on like a residency at the Sphere. I don't really think it gets any bigger than that.
It's like the biggest venue on earth right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you, for me, it's just been a blessing. Number one, I never expect anything to be given to us. I feel like we've always tried to earn, what we've done, and even after 30 something years, it's always that same mentality. I've been living in Las Vegas for since 2017 when we had our first residency with the Backstreet Boys at Planet Hollywood, and then I just can't kind of camped out here, released a bunch of albums with the Backstreet Boys, solo albums, and I started raising my family out here in Las Vegas. It was both my daughters were born out here, and it just became home to me. And so I actually saw Sphere being built in real time. I obviously saw the stadium for the Raiders being built. I saw everything kind of like start to boom. Because 2017, people were still like, okay, well, what's Las Vegas? Oh, we're not going to move there or whatever. But my point being is that like I had seen this venue actually start to be built, and my mentality was no way in the world we'll be able to play that place. We've done our thing as the Backstreet Boys. We've gone all over the world. We can tour. We put out albums, but that one looked like it was just like there's no way because it was so high tech. Number one, and it was I would drive by it all the time, driving my kids to school, seeing it and seeing like all these like things that they would project on the outside of the venue, and it was just so freaking cool. And then we had this idea to do a Millennium 2.0 tour and almost like a remake of our album from 99, and we were going to take that album and tour on the road. And some things kind of happened, and then we got presented with the opportunity to perform there. And then as those conversations kept going, they were all the producers, all the people who do the production, everything, they started taking our music and almost creating like this movie from our music. And the theme of Millennium was obviously kind of like futuristic at the time. We were heading into Y2K. We all thought our
It was
internet
over.
gonna go down, if you remember.
Yeah.
And so at that time it was kind of retro. And now, along with our music and our catalog and that in combination with the with all the visuals and everything you could put in it, it's becoming like this movement. People will show up at the venue, they'll all be dressed in white, they'll be feeling, it's very retro, it's very throwback. People are like reliving like the late 90s, and they're loving it. And people are leaving the venue singing the songs and stuff. So honestly, going back to what I said, listen, it's a blessing. I never take it for granted. Very grateful for the opportunity. And I think that our music represents a place in time where people were really happy. Like, like I said, 99, 2000, you still didn't have like camera phones, still had to bring a camera to the venue, you had to live in the moment. So they're all living in the moment now.
Yeah, man. You and like you said earlier, though, you earned y'all, your whole group. You earned this, like, and we see it.
So, dude,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
nostalgia, bro, is what is happening right now. Your music is Backstreet Boys music is so nostalgic. We were playing it last night for my kids, and I have some younger kids, so I wasn't really expecting them to know much, right? Every song I played, they recognized from somewhere,
Yeah.
some movie, some game they played or something. They knew every single song, and we watched a few minutes of the Sphere show. Wow, bro, it's amazing. What is it like to
Thank
perform
you.
inside of there and see all of that going on? You ever just stop and look around and be like, holy shit, like this is amazing?
Yeah. There's a point in the very beginning of the show. We have this like monitor, this screen underneath the stage before we pop up. And every time I see like the intro, it fires me up and it gets me like super just ready to go. It's almost like that, heading out of the tunnel at a football game, for the first time. But I see the visuals a little bit of how the show starts. And then the only way that I can really see what the audience's experience is through like social media. So I'll see it through TikToks or Instagram or whatever, and I'll see their experience. But from being on the stage, it feels just like a normal show in the sense. I mean, it's extremely like there's a lot of people, and it kind of goes up, and it's almost like a half of an arena essentially. And so I don't really get a chance to see what everybody's experienced, but from what they're telling me, it's almost like a ride. It's like it's very immersive. It just the seats move. Like the feelings, the songs, the visuals, everything just pulls you in and just grabs you and holds you for like 2 hours. And our performance, it's always been our performance. So we dance and we sing, and we have a great catalog of music. And But now that they put all of that, into this show and turned it into this like movie, it's been incredible. There's every now and then I'll be able to turn around and look, and I'll look up and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, people are saying I've had a lot of people tell me this is the best show they've ever seen. I'm like, there's no way in hell. Like no way, no way. Come on, guys, stop telling me that. Um, and some people say it's ruined their show experience. So, um, no, and I'm like, all right, listen, where can we go from here? Like, what can we do next? Like from our standpoint, and so we put on some stadium shows on sale over in Europe, and thankfully those all blew out and sold out. And so I think our next thing will be some stadiums around the world.
That's awesome.
I guess
man.
that's all you can do, man.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's the next step. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, man. That's pretty amazing. Well, let's get into some retro stuff.
Yes, sir.
So hard not to notice if you spend just a couple seconds on your Instagram, bro. You are breaking some packs, man. You are breaking some packs. What is
Bro, too many. Too many. No, it's so funny. I'll show you. This is actually pretty retro right here. So one of my guys just gave me this Griffey card.
Oh yeah, baby.
But this is the error one.
Oh,
So it has all the wrong stuff on it.
that's
Yep.
awesome.
So this Griffey card. But yeah, I've been breaking a lot of top stuff lately, and had to pull back a little bit. It gets a little bit addicting. But it's so much fun because I do it with my son.
Yeah.
It's become almost like a tradition where I'll go to the venue right before the show starts at Sphere. I'll rip open a couple packs. But yeah, I've been doing all the stuff. I just got into the updates recently. I love baseball. That's pretty much because my son's playing baseball right now, so we're kind of learning all the players again. I used to love baseball, in the 90s and stuff like that. And that was my era. And then I kind of got out of it a little bit. But Griffey was, Griffey, Canseco, McGuire, Bonds, those were my era.
Conseco
Of
rookie
all my
right
favorite
there. We got a Conseco rookie on the table.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And like there was nothing like it. And kind of spinning into what you guys talk about, one of my favorite games I used to play was Ken Griffey baseball.
Oh yeah.
And and it's the one where the guys were like super juiced up,
Oh
and
yeah,
then every time you hit the ball, it was like, doo. You remember that?
Yes, bro.
absolutely.
I played that thing like crazy. And yeah, so I love video games. I love ripping. Love it all.
Was there a moment recently or in the last few years that got you back into it? What was it? Because I'll share mine real fast. I was collecting Nintendo games and different various games. Not actually collecting, just getting them for my own personal use to play. I was kind of getting back into it. And I went to a card shop and I saw a box of like 91 tops or something. I was like, wait, that's only $34? It's like
I want that whole box.
I'm gonna pick that up, and I took it out to my car and sat there with my kids and just ripped every single pack and just got this dopamine hit of how it felt when I used to open them, and it didn't actually kick me off and into like collecting cards, but it did spiral me into collecting everything else like games and all the stuff we collect now. Did you have a moment like that when you were like, wait, oh shit, I'm back?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you guys kind of got me back. Like,
No.
I'm not even joking. Like, you guys were like my introduction back into the world of just like, I don't know, like one of my buddies actually, he's a serious collector. He collects like everything, cards, old Nintendo games and stuff like that. And he and I will have a conversation about all the stuff he collects. And he's got the whole room, set up. Everything's like perfect. Everything's in its packages and stuff. So we would talk about it a lot. And then I watched you guys' show, and then it just kind of started like just moving back into that world again, and how much I loved it. I mean, I was so stupid. I had so many Beanie Babies, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like I love, like still got them. They're worth nothing, but I don't care because honestly, it was the experience that you get every single time. Like even if you're like the way I see it, I'm learning the character, not characters, but the baseball players, now again, which are helping me get back into the sport because I love sports. You know what I mean? Like literally, football was my favorite sport, but I love baseball as well. And but yeah, like that, it was all like, like right now, like check this out. Like I had a little show and tell for you guys.
Oh,
I got
please.
Hell
this
yeah.
from my son. I got this from my son. I got some Atari going on right now.
Like,
And
Galaga.
and I got it all,
Big Doug,
and,
hell yeah.
Let's
you
go.
know, so but there's a meaning and a reason behind it. You know what I mean? There's the nostalgia, obviously, which is important because it makes you feel good, and it reminds you of like a good time, just like kind of our music does with some people. Um, but in our house, like I don't know if you saw recently for Christmas, I got my son, the Mod Retro,
I did see that.
and because he was asking for a Switch, and I don't get me wrong, I love the new Switch. I think it's great, but he's 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it's my job as a parent, to protect the development of his brain. You know what I mean? And a lot of the new games are there's no ending to them. There's no challenge to them. You know what I mean? There's no like, when we played games, it was like, okay, die, start again. Like start again constantly. It's challenging. Like and so I got it, and he lost his mind over Christmas, but he didn't realize the importance of what it was because I wanted to give him, kind of like the life that I had. You know what I'm saying? That
Absolutely.
goes for the baseball cards. That goes to the kind of games we played. The kind of movies we watch in our house. Our whole house is retro. Like you name it. Like my daughter right now, like this morning, she was watching Big Trouble in Little China with me.
That's
Oh my
epic,
God.
bro.
That's amazing.
Old Jack
You know what I'm
Burton.
saying? Like, yeah. So, like, I mean, there are Stranger Things fans, and I love what they're doing, but everything is retro in our house. And I think it's because those movies, in the late 80s, early 90s, or whatever it was, I think the moral of their stories were important and helped us become who we are, you know what I mean, as people. So everything's retro for us.
I love it, dude.
Amazing, man. That is so
Yep.
cool, dude. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So what we went through a bunch of images of you back in the day. Of course, we were doing our due diligence and doing our research. You got a lot of Dolphins gear on, man. You are you a Dolphins fan?
No, I'm actually a Bucks fan.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Tuck's a Bucks
so
fan.
so I'm hurt right now. I'm in
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of pain. because the Falcons won last night.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know the situation, but from Florida, so I'm
Yeah.
from Tampa,
Yep.
and the story kind of goes. So how my football journey happened was at the age of 6, I moved down to Tampa, and I was a Buffalo Bills fan.
Let's go.
By default, because my family was from upstate New York, and I sat down in front of the TV with my dad every single year and watched those Super Bowls. I was showing up to school with a Buffalo Bills starter jacket. Everybody else had the Dallas Cowboys jackets. If you remember, and I was like, man, I'm just not gonna be. I don't know. I felt like it was embarrassing, you know what I mean, to be a Bills fan at that time. And so I was like young enough. I said, "Oh, I'm going to be a Bucks fan." But at the time, I was like everything Florida, So I had a lot of Dolphin stuff. Still was a huge Marino fan, at the time. So anything Florida was pretty much what it was. But then I kind of went into the Buccaneers and stayed with them. And you go through the highs and lows, and that's what it's all about. So, but deep down inside, I definitely pull for the Dolphins. I pull for the Bills, and right now, just ride or die Bucks fan.
That's funny because Will is a ridiculously diehard Bills fan
Yeah.
to the point that I've never seen a person. I was at his house the other day and he was screaming so loud he almost broke the windows in his own house.
Okay.
Dude, I get it. I get it.
Now
I
my
get
kids
it.
are
No, and
basically indoctrinated into that pain.
yeah, no, for sure. And I'll tell you what, like the other day or the 2 weeks ago when they beat the Patriots and they did that second half comeback, I was like, this is exactly, what you're capable of doing, and unfortunately, they didn't get it done last week. But yeah, I think out of all the teams in the NFL, if the Bills won a Super Bowl, I think it would not only be right on time and important, for American football culture, but there's just so many fans everywhere with it. So
They need it. There's a lot of people up there been dying watching the Bills for decades, man.
Okay, so I got a couple more questions for you. I know we don't have long with you, so let me get a couple more in before we let you go. I just thought about this, man. I wonder if the Backstreet Boys back in the day on a tour bus, back when you guys were grinding, when you were just popping. I know you guys were on buses a lot. Did you guys travel with a console? Was there a gaming console on the bus at any
Yes.
point? Because there is an iconic picture of LeBron James carrying his PlayStation 2. You've
Yeah.
probably seen it. They reworked it into memes a million times. Were you guys sitting around on the bus all playing together? Did that happen?
yes. Yeah. So in the very beginning, before we actually got a record deal, we were going on these tours. They were called ESM tours, and we would go to like schools and high schools, and we would perform and just kind of like get our work our craft and become who we were. And that was about maybe a 6-month tour or something like that. And I remember we had a Sega Genesis, and we were playing Mortal Kombat all the time. And I mean, literally all the time. And it was back, back in the Abacab days,
Oh yeah.
and so it was just like battles between each other on Mortal Kombat, and it got to the place where Howie was always Kung Lao, I think his name. AJ was. This is funny, actually. Everybody had their own character, so AJ. Oh, yeah, I know. And AJ was Sub Zero. Brian was Baraka. He was always Baraka. B Raka. Anyways, and I pretty much was Scorpion.
I was
whooping
going to say
everyone's butt.
Scorpion
That's
all
awesome,
day.
bro.
Yeah.
Scorpion all day. Fantastic choice, man. That's great, dude.
I could see
Yeah.
y'all just fighting all day over that, getting on
We
each
were-
other's nerves, and you had to fight each other.
It was so bad. I'm so good all at the same time. And then a little later on, I got I think it was the PS2. I can't remember what Final Fantasy came out on. I think it was 7. And I remember I had those memory cards, and I went all the way through the game. This was on tour. It was happening. I went all the way through the game, got to the end, and my memory card basically erased. and then I did it again, and it erased again.
No, I'm
So it
done.
was 2 times, and so I was like, I'm not playing this game ever again.
Ever again.
Even though Final Fantasy was the best game.
That's
in the world,
hilarious.
so.
And you were you mentioned when we were kind of setting this up, you mentioned something to me about Final Fantasy and a CD you used to play. You want to touch on that real quick?
Yeah, no. So, diehard Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, and when I saw you guys do like your little segments on Bone Thugs, I was like, "This is game over." I know these dudes. These dudes know me. You know exactly. And so, yeah, it was East 1999, and I actually would put Final Fantasy on and turn the music off and just play the album at the same time as I was playing the game. And I'll never forget, that was one of my favorite moments ever, because it almost was like, you know, a substitution for the music. But that album was like, when that album came out, there was, I mean, I went to the store, I got it. I went, drove my bike, got the CD, you know. And so East 1999 was like the soundtrack. So I was doing Backstreet Boys stuff and performing on stage, but I was listening to a lot of hip hop. So I was listening to a lot of yeah, like Bone Thugs type stuff.
That's dope. That's dope, man.
Dude, that's kind of like the retro gaming version of, what is it, Clockwork Orange, where you listen to a Pink Floyd album or something. You know what I mean?
You had your own soundtrack.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, I'm gonna turn this soundtrack off.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
and everybody, like, it's so funny. I was such a huge Bone Thugs fan that, in a way, in my own mind, I felt like we were like the pop version of them, because, you know, they would sing,
Oh,
they
for
would rap,
sure.
they were extremely
the top
talented. They all
harmonies.
had their own, like, had their own harmony, their own style. Each one was an individual, and when they would do their verse, you know, like, you knew all the guys, but they all had their own flavor, and so it was kind of like Backstreet Boys. So for me, you know, that's why I related to Bone Thugs.
Absolutely. And
That's so cool.
and have you, in your career, have you ever met the guys from Bone Thugs? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I've actually become friends with them all.
That's awesome, dude.
Of
So
course.
I know Busy. We talk every now and then. Yeah. God, God, I mean, all of them. I mean, we talk. I actually did a song with Crazy.
Yep.
So I did a song with Crazy. He actually did a verse on a solo song of mine that I did, and I still have it like in my vault, which I don't know what I want to do with it. But when I called him up and said, "Hey, you know, would you, you know, put a verse down on this one song?" So it was kind of like it was like a country, you know, country urban kind of song. And when I remember calling him and he decided to do it, and he went in the studio, I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like dying right here, like Crazy was doing a verse on my song. So yeah.
Very cool,
That's-
man. He's my favorite. Crazy's definitely my favorite.
When they sent us a mailbag for me and Tuck, it was like we made it. Like they sent us a box, and Tuck was like, "This box came from Bone."
Over here, his shoulder right here is a bandana from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, it was
they
like
sent
it was a
us.
moment for us.
Yeah, you guys are so lucky. I'll never forget, like, we were right around the same time when Crossroads had come out. I remember them being at the awards, and we were kind of crossing paths and stuff, you know, when it came to MTV Music Awards at the time. And I'll never forget that performance. It was so great.
Epic stuff. All right, we got a couple more. I ask this to every musician that comes on.
Yes, you do.
Very curious about what music was played in your house growing up. Not when you were a teenager and you were figuring out your music.
Young.
What were you exposed to from a parent, from a grandparent, from a cousin? What was played in the 80s? What were you listening to in the 80s?
So I met the Backstreet Boys when I was 12 years old. So, and I was born in 1980. So all of the stuff that I even listen to now when I'm in the car with my kids is pretty much all 80s. And I listen to that music now because, number one, it's nostalgic. It just reminds me of that time, like right before I met the Backstreet Boys. You know, there was that whole era, you know, of music. And so, I mean, you name it, like Don't You Forget About Me, Breakfast Club, what else, just a lot. Yeah, like a lot of Tears for Fears.
80s pop is amazing.
80s pop.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's like my go-to
that-
playlist is 80s, just mix.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I'll tell you, like, for me, exposing my children to that music, like they know it all, so and so, but it's everything, like I will, that's, my parents would always be listening to anything, Earth, Wind and Fire, um, rock, anything. Like a lot of Journey was on in
Hell
my
yeah.
house, so we listened to a lot of Journey. Um, but it was a lot of the 80s stuff. It's funny, my daughter said we'll be on in the car and I'm listening to Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood,
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
just rocking that out, and but as a musician, as somebody who's actually in that world still, um it I tend to go back to that music because of the quality of it, because then you dissect like where it came from. They had to play synths, you know what I mean? They actually had to play, all the
Everything.
music, the drum machines. Like things have changed now. Obviously, we know with AI and the way producers go about it. Not saying that it's wrong, but I like the complexity of how you had to be able to create that music in the first place,
Same.
and I think that's the same. That's the same thing that goes for the old games that we were just talking about earlier. Anything hard, when you work at it over and over and over and over again, and you finally, you get that hit record. A lot of those bands and stuff, like there was a lot of one hit wonders, but the ones that were constantly working and writing music, um, the challenge is, I think, what I love the most, and that's what I'm trying to instill in my children.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said with the video games, like they were hard. It wasn't easy. Nothing was easy. Looks like you're saying with the music, it
No,
was hard to make. The games were hard to beat. Everything was hard to do. So when you finally accomplished it, like I do that same thing with my kids, when they beat one of these games, you really earned it.
it's so true, and there is a lot of psychology behind it now too. Like you can watch all these studies and stuff to tell about the development of the brain of a child, and how it actually, back then, it helped the development of
Yeah,
the brain versus now with a lot of the new video games, and I think that's really really great about it. And I mean, you're not going to stop it. The older they get, they probably go into that whole world. And listen, switching gears, tech is awesome. I love tech. I'll never forget the first time when I was like looking at my phone in like the late 90s and going like, oh my gosh, like can you imagine if we had like a color phone that you could
yeah,
like, like I'll never forget that, and then it came to be, and virtual reality and all these other things that are happening, VR, and it's great, but I think it's in at a certain pace and
yeah.
time,
Doses.
and for us, like even for us, we didn't even get that till we were in our like late 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like we really didn't get that. So we had enough time to really develop, and be able to handle, that immersive, that all the things that these games and movies and all these things can do to your children.
I agree, man.
For sure, man. And then two more, Nick, and then we'll get out of here. Favorite piece in your collection? Do you have one? Of anything, it could be anything you have that you've collected over the years. Your baseball card collection. Is there just too many
No,
things?
I mean, no, I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of stuff. I actually just started kind of recollecting things again. Um, but gosh,
Or something on your wish list.
well, it might sound sappy, but my son, he just started playing baseball, and he just got done playing with a certain team in Summerlin South, and all the kids signed the ball.
That's awesome, man.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that,
That's
that
beautiful.
I'm like, hey, what if one of these kids becomes a star one day? I'm be like, oh, I got an autograph. You know what I mean? But you never know. It's not even about that. It was about, the memory, the experience, the time. Those things are more important to me than like something that, um, I don't know, like that is, just material or
Like a
whatever.
Babe
But
Ruth
it
jersey or
has to have
something.
sort of an association. Yeah, it has to have an association. Gosh, I mean, I have I I got like jerseys and stuff like that. Actually, I got into pinball recently.
Oh,
Oh,
So I'm a diehard pinball fan, and the first machine that I got was a Stern Jaws.
oh my
So I'm
God.
a huge Jaws
It's a
fan.
wow.
big one, bro.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys know Stern.
Yes, we do.
And then it literally is like my favorite game in the world, and I got over a trillion points on it.
Hey, the pinball machines are crazy right now.
Yeah.
Expensive
Yeah.
and collecting are big time on the pinball machines.
Yeah, and I just got a Walking Dead as well, so I love that
Oh,
one.
wow. Nick, I did want to point out that Will is a travel baseball coach.
Oh yeah,
So he
I'm
coaches his
following your
son.
baseball travels really closely. I love it.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having so much fun. I threw him into baseball God, last October, and he was 8. We tried to do it when he was a little younger.
I've been watching, man. He's getting better. I've been watching him.
Yeah, he's definitely getting better. We did this this private like kind of coaching thing with the University of Michigan's coach Tracy, and that was so much fun. Brian and I came out there, but yeah, the baseball community out in Las Vegas is huge. You know, athletics are coming here. You know, I was always an athletics fan when I was younger. I told you about Conseco and those guys, and the fact that they're coming here, I was just like, oh my god, this is so weird. So yeah, we're doing the club. You know, we're doing the little league. We're doing it all, and like slowly but surely, you watch it. Don't know how old your
10.
kids are.
We got
but
10. They're
that
10 now.
Yeah, there was some times this last year I was like, oh my god, like what am I doing? It was so grueling, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him about a month off. We did this one tournament, and we're not gonna talk baseball. He's just gonna be a kid because you know how it is the travel ball world. You know, people are pulling. You know, things like they want to go, 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 and you as a parent got to be like, you got to know when it's like time to say just stop. You know what I mean? And we did that for about a month after that last tournament, and he came back fired up and motivated. It was great.
Yeah, that's what you got to do is like space it out to where they have time to breathe. Because travel ball, they want you to be 365 every day of the year. You're getting better or training or something or a new tournament, or it's just really a lot for a young kid. And I don't know if you played when you were a kid, but back when we were a kid, after the season was over, you didn't see the guys for the whole year, like all winter.
Yeah.
I was like, bye guys, see you next year. Now it's like I'm with a 10-year-old team travel ball inside doing facilities. Like you never stop.
No, you don't ever stop, and you gotta recognize when that happens, you know, and you gotta see that and essentially protect your kid, you know what I mean? Because you don't want him to get burned out. I've heard so many stories about.
They
I'm
do.
not even pitching him right now. Not even pitching
Yeah.
him. He's, you know, like that's not important.
Not
You know
at
what I
all.
mean? Right now, it's all about him hanging with his friends. You know, him having a good experience. You know, having pizza. You know, we look at it, it's like, look, baseball is a privilege, you know what I'm saying? And you know, if you get to go out and do that, like a lot of kids nowadays, unfortunately they're back home stuck on their iPads or stuck on their video games, and they're not getting out, you know what I mean? And that's why I wanted him to be a part of it. And you know, I didn't get a chance to play when I was because I joined the group so young. I didn't get a chance to play any organized sports, but Brian and I, you know, we would play a lot of street basketball. That's what we would do all the time. And then I'd just play a lot of sandlot baseball, a lot of sandlot football, and I'd get rocked out there by the
Yep.
local neighborhood kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now that I've come to this place in my life, I believe really in organized sports for children, the team bonding, the things that they learn. Because if he doesn't become, you know, a baseball player, that's not the point. You know, the point is for him to learn how to have social skills, you know, to be, you know, all the different things that I think come with baseball, and that's the reason why we're doing it.
That's awesome, man. Because that's my main goal as a coach is to teach these kids that this team you're with are your brothers for life. Like I still talk to kids I played with today as a 46-year-old man, and they're my brothers. And I teach these kids that matters more than you know, is having that bond with these kids at this time and growing up with them, as opposed to just
it's so
winning
true.
and dominating everybody you play.
Yeah. So I think sports is a blessing, man. It's one of those things I recommend anybody who's watching this out there. You're dealing with it, you know, get your kids in sports. You know,
Sure.
it's the last thing that we have, you know, as access to be able to assist in raising your children.
Exactly,
Absolutely, man. And lastly, Nick, you have a a newer album that was released in May, correct?
Yeah.
It's called Love, Life, Tragedy. and can't help but to notice when you go watch the videos, there's like a heavy comic book theme.
Yeah.
Right up our alley.
Where did that come from and why? Were you a big comic book fan, or you just like the way that the comic book looks? Like me, I love the way a comic book looks now.
No, I'm a huge comic book guy, and actually, now that you reminded me, one of the things in my collection is a Spider-Man one.
Oh my God.
That I got signed by Stan Lee.
See, I knew you had something. I knew you had something.
It is amazing. The Amazing Spider-Man one, the one with the Fantastic Four on it. And actually, the story goes that I became friends with Stan Lee because me and the Backstreet Boys we did a comic book with him. This was in 2001. It was called the Backstreet Project, and so Stan and I actually we developed it together. It's super underground, like a lot of people don't know about it. We actually did we used the comic book in a collaboration with Burger King, and then they created like toys of us from the characters, and it was a whole thing. But about God, it had to be like 7 years ago. I had seen Stan again after all those years at a Comic Con, because I'll go to like Comic Cons and I'll just like sign autographs and hang out. And I'm a huge nerd, like Star Trek fan, like all that stuff. And I said, hey, I got like 5 of these comics left. Would you sign it? And so he signed it, and then I got all the Backstreet Boys to sign that comic book as well. And I have the only like 5 in the world of that before he passed away. So that's probably my most prized possession, and so much nostalgia and memory with that. But yeah, like I'm a huge comic book fan. Going back to answering the question, you know, creating art, in music is one of the things we do. You know what I'm saying? You start with music. You write the songs. I wrote pretty much everything on this last solo record. A lot of it comes from like personal experience throughout life, and you can go and listen to those songs and you can kind of hear those stories. And so, yeah, we did this whole limited edition comic book theme off of a lot of the songs on that record. And so I'm really proud of it, and we as artists, we try to find creative ways to get that stuff out there, like back in the day. um, Going back to the one of your first questions earlier, what I grew up with, what I listened to, my dad had a, collection of vinyls, you know what I'm saying? And so all I did was I went and I had no idea what the music even sounded like at the time before I started listening to music. And I would just look at the front of the covers and be fascinated by the artwork, and I think a lot of like that was what it was all about in those times. It was the pairing of the artwork, the pairing of the music, and they're not doing it a lot anymore. And so I kind of was just trying to bring that back.
That's awesome, because that's exactly how we both grew up, looking at vinyls and opening them up, not even caring what the band was at all.
Yeah.
This artwork is awesome.
That Michael Jackson vinyl,
Oh,
the
my
Thriller
God.
of him laid across,
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, I remember seeing like there was this is super deep. It was a band called Nazareth,
Oh yeah.
and they had the craziest art covers. Go back and look at their
Okay.
album covers.
That's
It
awesome.
was that and Molly Hatchet.
Oh yeah.
Molly Hatchet, bro.
Yes, sir. That's great.
And by the way, that shirt is fire.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I'm still going through everything right now. I finally went through the original season. I got a chance to meet William Shatner about a couple months back, and so that was awesome. But yeah, diehard Star Trek fan.
Well, Nick, I know you got a show tonight, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
tonight,
man.
heading out.
Little
Yeah.
show, right? Little venue.
Small little club.
Small one. Yeah.
Well, dude, look, we really appreciate you taking this time out
We really
to
do.
to hang out with us. It really felt like hanging out with you, and you're right, man. I feel like I know you. You
Oh,
know
for
what
sure.
I mean? So
Yeah.
very cool. And
Yeah, we do. We shared the same life, the same games, the same movies, the same experience. Like we're all the same. No matter if we entertainer or not. So
Come
I
over to this
appreciate it.
basement and have a good old time with us.
if you're ever in the Louisville, Kentucky area, if you come this way for the Kentucky Derby, because I know
Holler at us.
right here, sit on this couch, let us show you around.
Have a game night.
Open door policy for you, Nick Carter.
Absolutely, I'm gonna take that offer up for sure. We'll be cheering for the Bills.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, good luck tonight. And again, thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for keeping it retro with us, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
And that is the show.
God.
Thank you for rocking with us. What an epic, amazing interview.
Never thought we'd get to talk to people like Nick Carter, man. Like a great guy, just so down to earth like us. It's just so cool to talk to these people about retro stuff and see how similar we all are.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, what fucking world are we in?
It was so cool when he started. He busted out. He busted out collectibles. He busted out cards.
Yeah.
He busted out games.
Oh my
I
God.
love that this is happening. Hopefully, this is a trend that anyone we interview shows us pieces of their personal collection.
Yeah, and the fact that he even mentioned that we might have been an influence in him collecting.
Bro,
Come on.
He didn't mention it. He said it.
That's crazy.
He
bro.
said because of you guys, I got back into it. Which
How
is
crazy is that?
That's a huge honor, man. And yeah, I couldn't believe he said that.
Man, we're gaining allies, guys.
Yeah, and Nick, how you forget about a Stan Lee
signed Spider-Man.
number one Spider-Man?
Good God.
Oh my God, that was so great.
Let me get one of them.
But as always, y'all, this show is brought to you by them good folks over at Salty Water. DrinkSaltyWater.com. Hydrate that inner warrior. If you are interested in that Salty Water starter pack with the t-shirt, with the hat, with the 12-pack of your choice, with the sticker, head on over to their Instagram, give them a like, give them a follow, send them a DM, tell them you want that starter pack. It's $75 and it's free shipping anywhere in the United States of America. DrinkSaltyWater.com. Support our sponsors. People love this stuff. We love it. Thank you guys.
Let's go.
That's it, man. Follow us on the socials. We hit 10K on YouTube. Again, thank you guys.
Keep growing.
Everybody, this is for you.
Little knucklehead motherfucker.
We love y'all.
Oh, wrong one.
Bring in the knuckleheads.
Let's go.
Keep it retro, motherfucker. Trust.
Thank you guys. And until next time, there's plenty more to come. Keeping it retro is just getting off the ground. Next week we'll hit y'all with a regular episode, and then who knows after that. It's been fun. The start of 2026. We're starting 2026 off with a bang right now. And who knows? Sky's the limit, y'all. Thank you, Knuckleheads, for always sticking with us. That's all I got, Will.
Let's go. Keep it retro.
Super Retro. Super Retro. Super Retro.